Today we're going to look at adding and subtracting measures of time. Take a look at this problem. This week, Melissa spent 2 hours and 35 minutes completing her reading log, and she spent 3 hours and 48 minutes doing her math homework. The question is, how much time did Melissa spend on her homework? So we know that we want to combine the time on her reading log with the amount of time that she spent on her math homework and come up with a total amount of time. So what we're going to do is we're going to add these two amounts of time together. Now when it comes to adding and subtracting measures of time, you have to line up the amounts of time that are the same units. Okay? You can only combine minutes with minutes, and you can only combine seconds with seconds, and you can only combine hours with hours. So when we rewrite this problem, you want to write it in a way that lines up your units. Then we're going to work this problem like any other addition and subtraction problem. We're going to work from the right side, the small units, to the larger units. So step number 1 is going to be to add or subtract the seconds. Well, this problem doesn't have any seconds, so we'll move on to our next step, which is to add or subtract the minutes. 35 minutes and 48 minutes. 5 plus 8 is 13. So that gives me a total of 83 minutes. Once I've added my minutes, my next step is to add or subtract the hours. 2 hours plus 3 hours gives me 5 hours. So in answer to this question, Melissa spent 5 hours and 83 minutes on her homework. 83 minutes seems odd to me, okay? I can't have 83 minutes because that's more than an hour. So the next step that I have is that I have to think about regrouping and putting this in simplest form. Simplest form means you don't have more minutes than are in an hour or more seconds than are in a minute. So what I need to do is think about the fact that 1 hour equals 60 minutes. So if I take away 60 minutes from here, that's going to leave me with 23 minutes. And that hour that I took away, I need to add to my hours column. So instead of 5 hours, I'm actually going to have 6 hours. So the amount of time it took Melissa to do her homework is 6 hours and 23 minutes. Let's look at another problem. Katie ran the Parks Half Marathon in 2 hours, 22 minutes, and 44 seconds. Brittany ran the Parks Half Marathon. She finished the same race in 1 hour, 53 minutes, and 33 seconds. So our question is, how much faster was Brittany's time? Well, how much faster means this is going to be a subtraction problem. So when I set it up, I'm going to set it up as subtraction. And I know that when I subtract, the bigger amount of time has to be on the top, so that's why I put Katie's time on top. And I also know that it's really important to line up my hours, my minutes, and my seconds, because that's how I'm going to add or subtract by unit. So we always start with our smallest unit, which is going to be my seconds. So 44 seconds minus 33 seconds gives me 11 seconds. Now I'm going to subtract my minutes. 22 minutes minus 53 minutes. Now here we have a problem. 22 is not big enough to take away 53, so I need to do some regrouping. And if I need more minutes, the place I get my minutes from are the hours. So I'm going to take away one of these hours here, and I'm going to convert it into minutes so I can bring it over here. Now when this hour changes to minutes, what I need to think about is there are 60 minutes in an hour. So even though I'm moving 1 hour over, what I'm actually moving over is 60 minutes. So I actually have 60 minutes plus the 22 minutes, which is going to give me a total of 82 minutes here. And now I can do my subtraction. 82 minutes minus 53 minutes. Well, 12 take away 3 is 9. 7 take away 5 is 2. So that's 29 minutes. And then finally, last but not least, I need to add or subtract my hours. 1 hour minus 1 hour is 0 hours. But because it's a 0, I don't even need to really list it there. So the answer to the question is Brittany's time was 29 minutes and 11 seconds faster than Katie's time. Okay, there's one other type of problem that you'll see, which is an elapsed time problem, where they give you a starting time and an ending time. If you look at this problem, it says Delaney's flight is scheduled to leave Washington, D.C. at 11:14 a.m. and land in Denver at 1:36 p.m. So these clocks here actually give me my starting time and my ending time. This one says 11:14, and this one over here says 1:36. Now the question is, how long will the flight last? How much time is there between these two amounts? Now because this is a starting time and an ending time, I can't just take these two amounts and subtract them like we did before. Okay, that only works when it's like 11 hours and 14 minutes and then 1 hour and 36 minutes. But what I have are not hours and minutes. What I have are times. So I need another strategy. And there are lots of strategies that work here, but this is just one that I'm going to show you. What I'm going to do is I'm going to look at, from 11:14, how much time will it take me to get to the next hour? And in this case, the next hour is 12 o'clock. So from 11:14 to 12 o'clock, that's 46 minutes. And then from that 12 o'clock to the ending time is going to be 1 hour and 36 minutes. So the first part of this flight is 46 minutes, and the next part of the flight is 1 hour and 36 minutes. So if I want to find the total time of the flight, all I need to do is add these two amounts together. So I have 1 hour and 36 minutes. So 1 hour and 36 minutes, and I have 46 minutes, and what I'm going to do is add those two amounts together, and that will tell me the total amount of time for this flight. So 36 minutes and 46 minutes, if I add that together, that's a total of 82 minutes, and there aren't any other hours to add in here, so what I have is 1 hour and 82 minutes. But remember, 82 minutes is more than an hour, so I actually have to regroup that. So 82 minutes, if I take 60 minutes away from that, it'll leave me with 22 minutes. And that hour that I took away from here, I need to put over with this hour, which means the flight was actually 2 hours and 22 minutes. So that's the total amount of time for this flight.